Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And
we are here to rant and rave. And we're not scared to be around each other, even though there's COVID. I don't know what it's called, 19.
I think it's COVID-19. They gave it a cool name. Yeah, it still didn't keep Corona beer stock from dropping 38%.
You know what?
I saw on Reddit.
I feel bad for the company.
I do
for
too.
people's stupidity. Yes.
And somebody posted a picture of a bottle of Corona on Reddit and said, "Thanks for the half-price beer, you idiots." I can talk more about that later.
Oh, yeah,
Jessica, I feel like I haven't seen you forever.
I feel the same.
Have I seen you since I went to Mexico?
No.
Oh,
I know you went on a magical trip.
I went on a magical journey to Mexico. It was incredible. I was there for work, but I saw so
cool.
many beautiful things. It was really cool. And I was a bit of a novelty, which is new for me because I've never really traveled anywhere. So they would say to me, "Oh, how do you say this in English?" And they would say the Spanish word and point to something. And I'd be like, "Oh, a shoe insert?" They're like, "What?" And the first AD at one point, he said, "Where are you from originally?" And I said, "Well, Missouri, but I live in Los Angeles." And I said, he goes, "Missouri." I said, "Yeah, that's the Midwest." I said, "It's probably why I got this role." I said, I guess people think hillbillies. He goes, "Hillberries?"
Aww.
I said, "No, hillbillies. Hillberries."
So cute.
He goes, "What is this?" I said, "Well, I think generally speaking, people think of hillbillies as people who talk like this and are kind of dumb." He goes, "Oh, okay, hillberries. I learned something new today."
I thought you were going to say, once you told me you were from Missouri, that he said, "Oh, home of the Springfield cashew chicken burrito."
No, he didn't know. Burrito? He did not know about cashew chicken.
Oh.
But it was an amazing trip. And then also this weekend, because we haven't seen each other in a while,
Yes.
I saw Bruno Mars.
I know. God, how awesome. I love that you got to do that because you love him so
I love him
much.
so much. And he did not disappoint. I said
sure.
It was probably one of the most incredible concerts I've ever seen. He's such a dynamic performer. And I've seen Dolly Parton.
Yes.
So that's saying a lot.
Yeah, totally. And I love Dolly, and she could probably also fill up a stadium with her song.
Sure.
But we were talking about this earlier. He is like a stadium performer. That is a one in a million. Like every
so
performer is
funny.
not that dynamic.
No, he was so funny. He was so dynamic. They took our phones away. Like, it's a 5,000 seat theater. And he made a joke about, like, "I took away your phone." Like, he sang a song about it. But then he said, "Listen, I just love seeing your faces. Normally when I perform, I just see a sea of phones." And he was like, "The world is so shit right now."
I love that.
He was like, "Can we please just be together and dance and sing and have a great time?" He got the entire theater to cheer for him taking their phones.
Yeah. I think that's really cool and refreshing.
It was amazing.
I'm sure people were mad.
I don't think so, if I'm being honest.
Really?
I think initially they were, and then when we got in there, they were like, "You're right. Let's dance." I don't think I sat down for 30 seconds.
I think that's so freaking awesome.
And I screamed like Dan Tipton was like, she had a couple of Beatles moments. And there were these 3 guys sitting behind us. They knew every word to every song. Like, it was just amazing. It was incredible.
I actually really like when people have that kind of say with how they want their show to go down. I don't find that creepy or controlling. Like Aerosmith, when they first got sober, didn't allow alcohol to be sold in the venues.
Them.
I was at one of those concerts at an age where I shouldn't have been drinking. Newsflash. I was in high school and we went to an Aerosmith concert. And of course, the first thing we did was try to go get a drink.
Yeah.
Every place was closed. And they opened up with a huge song. And then at the end, he's like, "Yeah, we're all sober. And if we're not drinking tonight, neither are you." It was an amazing concert.
Yay!
Yes, nobody left. Guess what? I bet there was like no fights, no rowdiness, nobody throwing up or acting like a fool.
Yeah.
But I love that he did that with phones because you said he, is used to seeing the sea of phones. That's what everyone sees these days.
Yeah, they're not in the moment. They're recording it. Yeah.
And I don't like it when I'm at a concert and I'm like, now all I'm seeing is people's phones if I'm sitting in the back, which I usually am. And then you're seeing the phones instead of the stage.
Yeah. I am not one to like record an entire concert. I'll do like my favorite song, I'll do 30 seconds of, and then I'll take a few pictures. But honestly, you don't really go back and watch those things like you think you will. And I remember so many very specific moments from this concert, and I think it's because I didn't have my phone.
Right. Totally.
It was incredible. And they had his name in lights that you could pose with beforehand. So you had like your commemorative photo of the concert. And they offered you could buy like a step and repeat photo,
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you do one?
I didn't know. I didn't. I wanted to, but Dan Tipton kind of rushed me past it. And I think it was because he was like, she's going to do this. Because honestly, this is what I say about photos you pay for like that. Here's what they're my family photos.
What, like at Disney or wherever?
Every time we go to the zoo, any place, I will buy that photo because we don't go get family photos done. There are family photos and it's worth it to me.
Totally.
So I don't have to like fight with Henry to get his hair slicked back.
Okay. Also, do you ever buy any of the in motion ones, I hope?
What do you mean? Like
all
gifts?
of you going down a log flume.
Oh, yeah. Any kind of photo like that I buy.
Because I always have like a horrified look on my face.
Oh, yeah, me too. For sure. Sometimes I do it on purpose just because I think it's funny. Anyway, so I feel like talking about my life right now, it sounds like, oh my God, she lives such an amazing life. It's like, no, there's a lot of real horrible things too. I promise.
Isn't that weird? I think we've maybe touched on that before where sometimes, and it's not, you're not putting out any airs or being phony. It's like 2 amazing things happened within the last week,
Bruno
right?
Mars was my Christmas present. So I've been waiting for it.
Yes.
And Mexico was work.
Yes. And even if neither of them weren't, fine. But it's like,
it's okay for me to have a nice time.
It is. Yeah. But also, why do we feel bad? And why do people sometimes be like, ha, we go back to I think you ranted about it last time, must be nice.
Must be nice.
It's like,
yeah.
Well, I hope it was nice because there's other crap that everyone, including you, gets to deal with every day.
Why do I feel the need to be like, I promise you guys, my life is shit. I promise. I just had a couple of good days.
Because you're not crazy, because some people now think because 1 or 2 nice things happen that you must be living the life of Riley.
Yeah, no. I don't even know Riley.
I don't either.
How have you been?
Oh, I've been great, Dana. I learned how to self-administer allergy shots today.
Oh, no.
Everybody's favorite pastime.
Maybe that's why I felt the need to be like, I promise things are still bad.
No.
Because I'm like, poor Jessica.
It's okay. And you know what? I'm laughing about it and saying it with a smile. I admittedly felt a wave of panic come over when the woman's like, okay, you're going to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And it just was like all laid out there like I should know. And I've been giving shot. I said, I've never given myself a shot. What are you talking about? Back up.
Yeah.
It was really nothing.
Good.
So anybody out there who's been wondering why you feel like crap, go get your allergies tested.
Because Jessica's allergic to literally everything on the planet.
But hopefully with shots every other day for the next year that I give myself, I will build up an immunity to these things.
Good. I hope so.
But I mean it. I'm not scared of shots, but I thought, what? Give myself a shot? The needle is so tiny.
Yeah.
You guys, remember how bad it hurt when you got your finger pricked and then they squeezed it for blood?
It hurt so bad because you have the most nerves in your fingertips.
It really is crazy. It's painless. I don't mean like it's not that bad. It's painless. I didn't feel it. The nurse gave me a shot in the arm, and then she's like, you're going to give your second shot in your abdomen because you'll be giving them to yourself. And it was nothing.
Good.
So,
I'm so glad.
if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
If you ever have to do it.
Right.
Hopefully you don't.
Hopefully you don't.
But if you do, you're going to be fine.
Well, before we get rolling, I guess I probably should tell people how to get a hold of us, because you know we love that, and you guys answered our call. We got a lot of good rants. We're reading a couple of things from listeners today. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast. You can email us at therantsandravespodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at raves_the, or You can find us on what? Did I get everything?
Yeah.
I did?
Directly through their website.
Oh, yeah, at the Rants and Raves podcast.com.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica just shrugged like she didn't care about our website.
It's not that. I just went like, yeah, because you did it and you got it.
Yay!
Thank you guys for all of the fun stuff.
Thank you so much. Please rate, review, subscribe. We're still trying to grow. People are finding us and they're falling in love with us, which means they're falling in love with you because we're just an extension of your mouths.
That's right.
So thank you for that. Should we go ahead and roll right into our rants?
Do it.
All right. I think you're up first.
Okay. This is a rant that came to us from a listener. Ladies, a little birdie told me you needed rants.
Yes, we did.
Here's a long-ass rant story. Love it. I went to the liquor store the other day, and the security guard goes, Ma'am. I thought in my head, is someone maiming me or mamming me right now? Ma'am. Oh, my God. Ma'am, you need to leave your backpack up here by me. By the way, listener, do you live in Los Angeles and were you at Amoeba Records?
No, I think she says she lives in Utah.
And I reply, well, this is my purse. So she replies with, it's still a backpack. I think the security guard probably sounded like that, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was a good read.
So I give her the very mini, quote, backpack, and we grab our beer. When we get up to pay, I ask with a little sass, can I please have my backpack to pay for things? And she hands it to me. First of all, there's literally no room in my purse to put stolen alcohol. Second, I have never been asked to do this in a liquor store, and I've been wearing a backpack for years. Third, don't put my purse with my money and car keys up by the front door where someone could easily grab it.
Exactly.
Amen. Her back was turned from me. My purse she rudely took from me. I'm from Utah, so I don't know what anyone else's liquor laws or stores are like, but this cannot be legal. I know if you take a full-on empty backpack in the liquor store, they do that, but you never see them taking large purses from people. Sorry for the novel. Love you, ladies. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. Well, here's the thing. So many purses are made like backpacks now.
Yes.
I know exactly what she's talking about. I have 2 of them.
Also, when she says a mini one.
Yeah, you can maybe fit 1 can of beer in there. Maybe. They are legitimately purses made to look like a backpack so you don't have to use your hands.
For like a wallet and phone.
Yes, you don't need to take that. It ain't a backpack.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, security person exercising your power.
With larger ones, like I will say, as far as legality, I notice at liquor stores or mini marts and stuff that if I'm ever in one when it's like school lets out, and this includes whether it's elementary students or high school.
Right.
They are not allowed to take their backpacks in, or they have to leave them by the front door. That is because they get a lot of theft and
candy
kids messing
and
around
beer
and whatever.
Yes. But this woman probably didn't look like she just got out of typing class.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure you look very young, listener, but not young enough to be like, I'm gonna steal me a Take 5. I'm gonna eat a Henry and shove it in my backpack.
I could really go for a farmhouse ale right now, Dana. No, seriously, I was gonna say maybe she does look young, but
come on.
It's, yeah. I mean, Utah, what part of Utah are you in? Cedar City? I have a real fondness for that town.
Okay.
No, but seriously, I don't know if it is a state thing. I mean, let's be honest, Utah doesn't have liquor everywhere the way we do in California.
Okay, but Jessica, what really constitutes a backpack? Is it just simply that it has straps? Because that, I am positive her bag is not big enough to put anything besides candy, maybe some Tic Tacs.
I'm actually dying picture. I wish, if you want, will you send us a picture of your backpack? I'd love to see it, because when I was in Urban Outfitters,
of your wallet and your ID, your social security number.
I was in Urban Outfitters like within the last 2 weeks. They're selling backpacks that are this big to the point where
Jessica, no one can see your fingers right now.
They're literally like 4 by 4, 4 inches by 4 inches. I couldn't help it, and I said,
tampons and
well, that's what I said. I asked the sales girl who was walking by that could give 2 craps.
She did not
about
want you to speak
my
to her.
laughing. No, she did not. And I said, "Is this a joke?" And are these for children? Urban Outfitters is not a store for kids. It looked like a backpack that you would give a 3-year-old, not a young lady or a middle schooler,
It's because
a 3-year-old.
our society thinks everything tiny is amazing. Even people.
Tiny people are amazing. Also, Tiny Kitchen is amazing.
Okay.
That's another rabbit hole entirely.
Okay.
Treat yourself to Tiny Kitchen if you want miniatures.
I can't do any more rabbit holes. I downloaded TikTok. I'm already in trouble.
Oh, no. You did?
I've had it for a long time. I just was on private. And then somebody was like, oh my God, this video would go crazy on TikTok. 6 people have liked it.
Can you send it to me, please? I need to see it.
It was the one where I wrote a song in traffic.
Oh, yeah.
What, you didn't like it?
No, I said, oh, yeah, meaning I've seen it.
So now I'm like, why am I not good enough for TikTok? But I will say the best part about TikTok, I mean, honestly, the best and worst, there are so many cute and lovely things. Like a million things.
Really?
I've tried to send you a couple of things. You're like, oh, Dana, I don't have TikTok.
Because I feel like I see what you're trying to send me, I think, in the image. And then I open it and it's like a video of something else entirely. It'll have like stuff at the bottom. And I'm like, which thing did she want me to see?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird. I send stuff to my sisters.
Maybe I'm just have a block against TikTok.
Maybe. I don't know, but there's some really sweet.
I never got on the
things.
Snapchat train.
I never did
So
either.
I'm trying to stay off the TikTok
I don't blame
train.
you. I have friends that are like, I deleted TikTok 3 times because I can't get anything done.
I don't think that'll be the problem. I think it'll be like Snapchat, where every time I turn it on, I'm looking down at my phone and they don't need to put a filter. I look like I'm looking at Jabba the Hutt. So I don't need to do that with a live video that goes viral. That's why I didn't use Snapchat.
You're a lovely human being. Don't call my friend Jabba. You rude.
Ooga chaka.
Now, I will say that's a great impression.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm on this listener's side. I'm sorry, security lady. I think you went overboard on the wrong person.
Exactly. And you don't look old enough to be called ma'am in the picture that I see of you, listener.
I kind of wondered if she was kind of making fun of me because that's what I do in Bridesmaids. Do you remember that?
Yes, of course.
Ma'am, you're going to have to sit down.
And it is a very proper Southern thing to say, okay? But I do not like being called ma'am, and maybe that's just because even though I am at an age that I can be called ma'am, I don't like it.
I don't either.
I'm probably not going to like it when I'm 80.
I'll tell you what I feel like ma'am is. I feel like ma'am is an expression you use when you go, I understand that you're a grown-ass adult and I am still going to scold you.
Then I would like it to have an air of European flair and be called madam, which is what it's short for.
No, that is the woman who runs a whorehouse.
Also, a very famous ventriloquist dummy that was part of Hollywood Squares in the 80s. Do you remember Madam?
No. Oh, wait, with the big cheeks and the big chin?
Yes, like the long chin, and she's wearing a turban and a lame jacket.
Oh, God, we're so old.
I'm posting a picture and or a video of Waylon Jennings with Madam in this week's social media. Yes, her handler, if you will, Waylon Jennings.
All of our young listeners are like, who's Waylon Jennings and who is Madam?
Or Waylon Flowers.
I don't think it's Waylon Jennings is a singer.
I think that's you know what? You'll find out who is in charge of Madam, and you're going to like it. So dated. I'm
all
really
right.
80 years old.
All of us women with backpack purses, we need to take. I'm like,
okay.
We need to take a stand and say, "This is our purse, not a backpack."
This is a perfect segue.
It is. You know, this is so random because this was from a listener, what Jessica just shared, and I had already planned on bringing. I told Jessica about it in the green room dump on my porch. So I was with a friend at a place called the Henry. How cute.
Oh.
which is really cute, actually. It's ginormous. There's a restaurant portion, a coffee bar portion, a regular bar portion. It's very open and airy. It's lovely. It's on Robertson.
Oh, yes.
In West Hollywood, across from the Ivy, which I also went to, but I'll get to that. But what made me so angry, and listen, I know I'm hard on the youth, so I'm going to say this happened to be a youth, but I think that adults are also responsible.
Yes.
Like, also do this too, and it's unacceptable.
Okay.
And I let her know. As I'm sure you guys are not surprised by. So my friend and I are at this table, and it's, especially in Los Angeles, a lot of times there's seating where it's a 6-person table, and you can be 2 and 2 and 3, whatever.
Yes.
So my friend and I are sitting across from each other, and he has his backpack in the chair beside him. There's no one else at the table for a long, long time. And I have my purse and backpack in the chair beside me. So these 2 young women come up. It's awfully nice of me to call them young women. And
mademoiselles.
Yes. So now West Hollywood, if you don't live here, it is a different culture. Like, I kind of get culture shock when I go over there in certain areas, and specifically that area. It's near Rodeo. It's definitely like clean. Pretty Woman kind of.
Everybody's dressed nice, even if they just came from a gym.
I said to my friend, I was like, why are all the women in here at 2:00 in the afternoon on a weekday look like they're in outfits to go to the club?
Yes, in 6-inch heels and a full highlight face of makeup from Kendall Jenner, or Kylie rather.
Yes, absolutely. It literally is culture shock, okay? So these 2 girls walk up, and she says to my friend, can you move his backpack? And he goes, oh my gosh, yes, no problem. So I take my stuff, I hang it on the back of my chair. He takes his, hangs it on the back of his. She set her purse down in the chair. Now we're thinking, oh, they have another friend coming.
Yep.
Right? No, she asked him to move his backpack, which was larger than her purse because it was a full backpack, not a purse backpack.
For her little Prada clutch.
It was more of a
Miu Miu.
It was something fancy, an Italian leather, soft leather, and the tall box kind. What's
Hermes Birkin bag?
I don't know, Jessica. I'm not fancy. So anyway, I kind of look at her like, she's got to be kidding. And he kind of rolls his eyes. So where they had sat, there was a receipt left from the people who were there before we even came. Right. So it was waiting for the server. She pushes it over in front of my face. Not in the space between me, but in my space.
Did you slap her hand away?
Well, Jessica, I wasn't quiet because I can't be.
I love it.
And I look at her and I look at the receipt and I go, okay. And I scoot it and I go, this doesn't need to go in my space.
I love how direct you are.
She goes, well, I'm sorry. I just put it there because I think it'll be easier for the server to see there. And I go, okay,
ma'am.
Well, it still doesn't need to be in front of my face. So we're sitting there.
What was your friend doing at this point?
He was like, oh boy. But I think he was like, I'm glad she's saying it, not me. He couldn't say anything to her. So anyway, I finally, I just kept sitting there getting more and more annoyed. And this is where I maybe crossed the line, Jessica. But they were so entranced in their own thing, whatever. I go, also, I look at my friend. We're inches from these girls' faces, right? I go, also, couldn't be more of a basic bitch.
Oh.
Because she had on this brown jacket with yellow Fila logos all over it that was supposed to look kind of like a Louis Vuitton.
Oh, stop it.
And then I was like, and who do you think you are that your purse is more important than his backpack when he was here first? Laws of I was here first, my turn kind of apply, right?
And trying to make an athletic company look haute couture? I don't think so.
Jeez Louise. So I could tell her friend was hearing every word I said and was so uncomfortable. She was completely oblivious. Finally, my friend goes, okay, let's go have dessert somewhere else because we just need to get out of here. I was like, yeah. You know what's so funny? We went across to the Ivy, we had dessert, and then when I was leaving, I had to walk back to the restaurant because I had valeted there, and it was just right across the street. And when I walked by, those 2 girls were still sitting there, and they both stared at me all the way down the sidewalk, and I never broke eye contact. I was like, please come out and say goodbye. I don't mind. But I have such a sassy mouth. But here's my issue. It's a character flaw. I have a real staunch sense of justice. And it makes me angry. It makes me so angry when people are rude.
No, It's not even a staunch sense of justice. I think you are a normal human who's aware of their surroundings.
Aware of other people.
If you see someone walk up and you see that either two people can sit together here or here, if you just move over a seat or, God forbid, 3 seats to the end of the bar or something where you're not impacting groups.
Yeah.
It's so bloody inconsiderate.
Well, it's like our listener said, I'm going to say it again because she's absolutely right. We have an insanely huge problem today with only person in the world syndrome.
Yes.
Like, this girl did not care that he was there first or that he had rights to that space. She didn't ask kindly. She just was like, can you... Because she was being inconvenienced. She didn't care about him.
Right.
You know, that happened to me in Las Vegas. A man was supposed to be sharing a lamp with me at a dark steakhouse, and he took it, and I took it back. And he said, I'm going to need this for a minute. And I was like, you have a lamp. Like, I got in a huge fight about that too.
But also you can share.
There's no reason he needed it sitting on top of his receipt.
It's
And
beyond.
also, I'm sorry, but if I was a man, he wouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, he wouldn't have.
Absolutely not.
He wanted me to be quiet and sit in my place. Just like this woman wanted my friend Thomas to be quiet, move his backpack so that she had a place to put her expensive purse. It's only person in the world syndrome, and it's ridiculous.
I mean, I thought of you the other day when 2 separate things happened as far as coming in and out of a business. But I mean, I was loud and proud, but then I realized it was kind of passive aggressive because I didn't address what just happened. For instance, I'm going into a place, it's just me. There's a whole bunch of people waiting to get out, but by the way, they could have gone out the other side,
door,
and they didn't. And one of them just started walking, and I was instantly angry because they were also on the other side where they could have gone out the door. But I guess, again, they thought I was the concierge and doorman
to hold the
so
door.
The parade of people started coming out. What put me over the edge the most? The first girl goes, thank you. Great. Okay,
nice.
She acknowledged me and said thank you.
Sure.
No one else said anything. The last person out, they were all in the same group, did not look up from her phone once and just walked through like a robot and walked past me. So, of course, what did I do to really stick it to him? I went, wow! That's what I said very loudly. They didn't notice or pay. The other people around turned around to see.
Yeah.
But
because you don't have a quiet voice.
No. Yeah. I said, wow. Well, it didn't do anything. And it happened again later on that day, again with somebody coming. And this is why I was even more mad. They should have offered to hold the door for me. I was carrying a bunch of stuff. Okay.
Wow.
My husband had just had surgery. I was like trying to get a bunch of crap out the door from the pharmacy. Oh no. I pushed the door open and then they started, and I had it open with my foot, and people started walking through. And I literally said, is this a joke?
Yeah. I know.
Nobody cared.
No.
Nobody listened.
That's why, let me give you a lesson on how you be more aggressive. Be aggressive.
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive. You're supposed to say thank you. That's how you do it.
I was so mad, but I really did thank you. I'm like, well, Dana would have been more specific.
Dana would have said, you're supposed to say thank you. One time that happened to me, I think I talked about it on the show at the Natural History Museum, and I was with my friend Kate and Henry, and all these people, they acted like, and I said, well, I guess we work here now. And then the woman in front of me went, thank you.
Hilarious. God, again, we're never going to stop asking for common decency, but we know that our listeners have the decency.
Our listeners,
they're
we're preaching to the choir.
We're preaching to the choir.
I know. And the thing is, here's what I will say that's bad about who I am as a human. They walk away and could not care less. They don't think about it another second. I spend the rest of the night stewing, going, I cannot believe how rude people are. That ruined my whole day. And they don't think about it one more time. So that is the negative connotation to having such a sense, just such a fine sense of justice. I'm my own kind of monster, I know, but I try.
With liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
You're supposed to say thank you.
You're supposed to say thank you. Listen, if your mama didn't teach you or you need a reminder, I am here for it.
Mm-hmm. I will happily teach you how to say thank you.
Yes. So that the next person doesn't get their night ruined. I'm sure I have high blood pressure.
Oh, boy.
We need a cleansing breath.
We do.
Oh, boy. Okay, if you're by yourself, feel free to scream it out. Really, really let it out. If you're not by yourself or you don't like to scream because it's harsh on your throat, then please just feel free to breathe deeply and long with us. Mm-hmm. Okay, ready?
Ready.
In. And out. And I hope none of us have coronavirus.
Okay.
All right, let's move into our corners where that might come up.
Okay, I think it's gonna.
All right, you're up first, which does not include
Oh my God.
corona.
It does not. Okay, everybody. This is just mind-boggling. I mean, I think most of our corners are mind-boggling. This is from Dava's. I just called you Dava. This is from Dana's favorite Oddity Central.
It's my fave.
Japanese truck driver admits to stealing over 5,800 bicycle seats over 25 years.
No, this man drives a truck. What does he need a bicycle seat for, let alone 5,800?
I don't know what it is.
This is probably, is it a weirdo of the week? Or is it
how are you not weird for stealing this? You're weird. You're so very weird. Why must you steal your weirdness here?
Ooh, topical.
And I apologize already to more than one listener, including the gals from our other favorite podcast, Diana, Deborah, and Jessie from Spark My Interest. I know you said I shouldn't mess with Weirdo of the Week, and I did.
You did.
And I didn't mean to do that. I promise I will heed your advice.
We're probably going to hear from them. They're very disappointed. We were all supposed to go to the Britney Spears pop-up and you're going out of town.
I'm really sad about it, actually, but you guys should still go.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
I don't know what it is about Japanese men in bicycle seats. Well, neither do I.
Neither do I.
And yes, the author's name is Spooky.
I know. I don't know why.
But for some reason, some men can never have enough of these seats. Just a few months after writing about a man who stole 159 bike seats in a year, we now have the story of another man who claims to have stolen over 5,800 seats over the last 25 years.
I don't know that that's something to be proud of.
It's so weird. It would be weird enough if he collected them.
Right.
But he should go to jail if he's stolen that from that many people's bikes.
Yeah, it's not nice.
You go to get on your bike. I don't care if it was a leisure ride for fun or you're trying to get from downtown Tokyo back to your home.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Sit on a metal pole?
No.
Pardon my pronunciation. Hiroaki Suda, a 57-year-old truck driver, was arrested. He was arrested.
Yes.
On February 13th, after surveillance cameras caught him stealing 2 bicycle seats. Whoa, worth about 8,000.
What?
I think that's yen.
Oh, yeah, it must
Japan,
be.
right? That's the equivalent of 75 American dollars.
Okay.
On November 29th and 30th at a train station and a parking lot for bicycles.
Why? But does it say why?
Suda admitted to the charges and for some reason confessed to police that he had started stealing bicycle seats about a quarter century before and had since put together quite an impressive collection. Ew.
I don't get why.
I don't need him to do this either, but again, if he was attaining them legally or through a junkyard and then became some weirdo.
I find special bike seats on eBay. Fine.
Yeah. Either you pay for them or you're getting them from a scrap.
But you don't take them from people.
No.
Yeah, that's just also, he went into prison February 13th. I wonder who his Valentine was.
Oh my God.
Dana.
Oh, snap.
Dana.
Do you think they're hung all over the walls?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Does he live in a large home so that every inch of the walls is covered with a single bike seat?
I think he lives in a medium-sized home, and it makes it crazy because it's crammed with bike seats. That's what my thoughts are.
My God.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Okay, well.
I feel like there's something more to the story. Like something else is going to come out, like Jeepers Creepers. It's not just going to be that he had bicycle seats.
No.
They're going to find like a burial ground underneath wherever he lives.
Something. Or he's like marrying them. Have you seen those people that fall in love with objects?
I can't.
Yeah. Listen, whatever floats your boat, dude, but you can't steal.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Okay, well, my corner, what is my corner? It's got to be like a, what the what?
Yes.
So Jessica and I talked about this in the green room dump, the whole coronavirus thing.
Mm-hmm.
We are prepared. We live in a large city. We're already in a state of emergency. They haven't closed schools yet, but we have talked about, we know this is a pandemic. Is it as bad as what everyone's saying, to the point that this next article shows? I don't want to be underprepared, but I also don't want to let fear-mongering take control of my life. Like, I have a child in school. It makes me very nervous, but I've also, done a lot of research. I'm sorry, you guys, my neighbor has Mondays off and he's building something.
Bandsaw.
He's building something. He's very handy. So apologies, but this was the only time we could record.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like I went ahead and did a non-perishable Costco trip, right? Because I feel like that's
How many granola bars did you buy?
two boxes of 24. So that's my kid's lunch every day, right?
I'm gonna be eating dried pasta and rice.
Exactly. So as a mother, I feel like it's my responsibility to be prepared just in case, right? So we went to Costco. They were out of water at Costco, which is insane to me. Yeah. They open at 10 o'clock. They were out of water by 10:40.
Dang.
Okay, so that leads us into my corner here. And listen, Jessica and I don't know the answer. It is a pandemic. It is scary. We have to be aware and vigilant.
Please leave a pack of toilet paper for someone like me who needs a pack a week like a normal person and couldn't have it.
Well, I have the answer for you. Australian newspaper prints extra blank pages to mock toilet paper crisis.
I guess I'm going to book a ticket to Sydney.
So this is also from Spooky, and this is category news, which makes it extra funny because it's a newspaper.
My God.
This Thursday, the NT News, a local newspaper in Australia's Northern Territory, printed an extra 8 blank pages for readers to use in a pinch as a way to mock the pointless toilet paper hoarding caused by the spread of coronavirus. Run out of loo paper? Oh, how cute. Loo paper. The NT News cares. The front page of the special edition newspaper read, "That's why we've printed an 8-page special lift out inside, complete with handy cut lines for you to use in an emergency."
I love it.
Get your limited edition 1-ply toilet newspaper sheets. Literally, it's on the front page.
You know what?
So 8 blank pages with dotted lines, so you can cut. You can
love it.
remove
the perforation, even though it's not perforated, you can cut it with a nice pair of scissors.
Yeah, or fold it.
Or tear it.
Yes, exactly. And use it for wiping. Because we were talking about how people are getting crazy over lots of things. Obviously, water, bread, milk, those are the things, even in a snowstorm, that always went first back home. But why are people freaking out about toilet paper?
I don't know, but I'm angry about it.
You can't get Clorox wipes anywhere.
Nope.
They've run out of face masks and have asked people to stop buying them because it actually doesn't prevent you from getting the virus.
Correct.
And medical professionals are running out.
Yep.
So
also, all those geniuses, I don't mean to interrupt you, bought out all the dust masks at Home Depot for like your neighbor is probably wearing one right now.
Yeah.
That don't protect you from viruses.
No.
It's so you don't get sawdust up your nostrils. God.
Well, and so many people, even the ones that have the like gas mask things, like people are walking around looking like Bane. Anyway,
why isn't there any toilet paper? Oh my God.
Listen, we don't have the answers. I know they're working on a vaccine. I also know that the regular everyday flu that we battle each year has a 3% lethality rate. Right. And as of last week, coronavirus has a 5% lethality rate. And it mostly attacks, or is common
infirmed elderly. Like the flu.
Correct. Yeah. So I don't know that it is a pandemic. We do need to be aware and keep it in check. I don't know that we have to flood the stores with a run on toilet paper.
I know.
Coronavirus doesn't cause diarrhea.
Yet.
Yet. So anyway, I just thought it was funny that this newspaper is like, here's 8 blank pages to wipe your butt with our paper.
I actually had an amazing moment with a complete stranger, and I love that, right? Like when you're like, right? And you can tell somebody's on the same page. Yeah, you make a friend,
yeah.
We both walked over. This was at Trader Joe's the other night. We both walked over, and she heard me, I guess, because I went, huh. And I'm just staring, and everything in the store is completely stocked. That never happens. They're usually sold out. Everything is stocked to the gills, but the entire 4-shelf area of toilet paper is decimated. There is
so
nothing.
Weird.
Nothing. And she makes a comment, and it was like a movie. We turn and look at each other, and she goes, is this really happening? I'm like, I'm really trying not to get angry right now. Yes, this is really happening. And people told me, and I didn't believe them. And I'm like, I'm going to Trader Joe's tonight. Anyways, I guess I'll get some toilet paper. The regular amount I would get, there was none. So I tossed her a box of tissue. I said, here, this is what I'm doing. And then I loved it. You know how Trader Joe's has like fun sayings just on their tissue box, but also if you read their packaging, like a blueberry walked into a bar, right? They try to make like jokes, see?
Yes.
On the tissue box, like one says, I'm there when you need to cry. I'm there, blah, blah, blah. And the other side, she goes, do you think Trader Joe's was in on this? It says, I'm there when you run out of toilet paper.
Oh my God.
We were both crying, laughing, because it's been on the box for years. But it just really worked. It really worked this week.
Just so crazy. It's like, really? That's the thing you're scared about?
Yes.
Running out of toilet paper? I bought black olives.
So you can put one on each finger.
Yeah, so I'm like, I have protein and fun.
Oh my God, will you please put olives on your fingers and take a picture?
Yes. Nom 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 nom.
Hilarious.
Well, those are our crazy corners this week. Oh boy. The world's going to shit. Okay.
The handbasket. Hey, we're doing really good because our segue into the raves is on par with coronavirus.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. You're up first, and you're the one that, this isn't nice. Let's think about this.
So this week, my husband had like some pretty extensive foot surgery. He's fine.
Poor Alan.
Not being a weirdo, I don't think, in saying TM. He had foot surgery. I'm not giving away anything private. Poor guy has been in so much pain. So my dad sent us, this is Mr. Young, everybody.
Where's he been?
Oh my God. You know what? Real quick aside before we get into the raves. Where has he been? I spoke to him yesterday. He went crazy and he said, I want you to tell Dana when you see her that I couldn't agree more. And I am appalled and revolted that people would put their butt cheeks on a counter or any surface. He wrote me that, and then he made a point to tell me in my ear over the phone yesterday to make sure to let you know that he wholeheartedly agrees with you.
I appreciate that. It makes me feel like he and I might be the only two normal humans on Earth.
He also then text me, excuse me, and then in capital letters, all nude, full frontal audition. What?
Oh, Jessica, you got yourself
and then he's like, I never knew that. And I was like, why are you so angry about? I didn't do it. You act like I did a shoot for Playboy.
But you entertained it, because that's what I said. Just to entertain it took some brass balls.
He said, I have no words.
Yeah.
I have no words. I said, well, I had a lot of words, Dad, when I was called in for that. And don't worry, I wasn't planning to be full frontal. Okay.
Yeah, nobody wants their daddy seeing their boobs. No.
My dad freaked when I had to wear a t-shirt in a play in college that said I heart pussy, and it had a heart, like the I love NY.
Yes.
But instead of NY, it said pussy.
Oh,
and
my mom would have never spoken to me
Yeah,
again.
well, my dad almost didn't. He literally...
Not only is it a curse word, like,
he went nuts.
Many layers.
He's never gotten over it, and now I'm going to give him PTSD and put him in a tailspin when he hears this episode.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry.
That was the same night that he came and saw Guerrilla Theater, which was a thing we did at my college, where it was like anything goes, and pretty much every other story was something about dildos or oral sex.
Oh.
Yes, I'm cringing now thinking about it.
Why did you invite him?
he was in town that weekend, and I was like, oh, you want to, we do this thing once a month with the theater department and other people on campus can be part of it.
Oh no, I am the queen.
Again.
I am the queen of being like, don't watch this, don't listen to this,
I know.
don't come to this, don't.
I know better now, and there's certain things where I'll be like, you would love it, don't let so-and-so see it or hear it, or vice versa and all that. Anyways, back to the rave at hand. This was so sweet, and my dad sent us something from a company called Spoonful of Comfort. And you can go to their website, spoonfulofcomfort.com, and we will definitely post this. A swell way to get well, the total TLC care package. If you can't mail a hug, this is the next best thing. Warm, thoughtful, and delightfully personal, this ready-to-eat meal is sending love by the ladle. Now, I'm going to tell you guys what was in this package, and it was such a delight. The perfect thing to send somebody who's... You could send this for any occasion.
Anything, yeah.
It was a 64-ounce jar of soup, and you can pick like all kinds of soup. They have chicken noodle, butternut squash, creamy corn and potato chowder, tomato basil. It goes on and on. A half a dozen bocce rolls, which are incredible, fresh baked rolls.
What's a bocce roll?
I don't know. That's just what they call them. But they're like a small, like I'd call it like a little, like not like a dinner roll like you buy at the grocery, but a little more artisanal, if you will. Half a dozen cookies, which were to die for. A ladle, like a really nice hearty ladle to use for soup, chili, whatever. A note that you can personalize at checkout. And then colorful custom packaging. This was another thing I loved about the company. Everything comes at like the cookies are in a box. Everything is like separated because the soup is perishable. It comes refrigerated. You got to put it right in the fridge. The rest of the stuff obviously is shelf stable, but even the rolls are fresh. Like they're like eat them within, a certain amount of time. All of their packaging is so cute and has like a quote from like Maya Angelou or all kinds of amazing Mother Teresa's on one of them. So every little box is like its own gift and a surprise that you open, but they have created it so that all of their packaging can be reversed. Like you open it up and refold it. And now the inside, which is the colorful, pretty pattern part, made a gift box or another shipping box.
Oh, cool.
And it's not like stretching to try to use it.
Yeah.
Their packaging is incredible. I am about to send out a birthday gift across the country. I'm going to use those boxes to do it.
Yeah.
It's so cool. So low on waste. Alan freaked out at the glass jar because, of course, that nerd said, now I can make the biggest jar of sauerkraut ever.
Ew.
So for his fermenting lab that he has going on in our pantry, he now has a new jar. I cut off like the shrink wrap label and now I cleaned it for him. Anyways, the thing is so incredible.
And they have all different, what's the word?
For occasions.
Occasions,
like, kid goes to college or is away from home for something. A sympathy package if somebody's passed. New parents, like anything. Who does not love soup, rolls, and cookies?
Right.
I do. Okay.
Right.
Now, they have some really funny ones. Like they currently have a special package for a man cold.
Hilarious.
Okay. And my favorite part is that it comes with socks with skulls that say, I thought I was dying, but it was just a cold. And then they have an add-on like the bedside bell.
Amazing.
Okay, if you want to add for $12 the bedside bell.
No one send that to my mother, please.
But also, you guys, like tea is a very like lovely thing. Like if somebody, again, for any occasion, somebody who loves tea, they have special things you can add on to any of these, like a really cozy throw blanket.
Oh, cool.
Like a faux fur hot water bottle.
I mean, this it's really great.
It's very thoughtful. It's so useful. It's not crap that you're going to throw away or that's going to sit around. But another thing that is special about this company.
I love this.
This is another add-on that you can do. It says support a good cause with Nana's Whoopie Pies. As if chocolate chip cookies hugging fluffy buttercream frosting aren't already a reason to say whoopee. Sales support a good cause. Our founder's daughter picked Nana's signature treat to honor her late grandma and other cancer patients. 100% of the proceeds goes to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Amazing.
They're sold individually. So, and I love this. It says beating cancer is in our blood.
Wow.
So again, for $5, you can add, I don't know about you, I love whoopie pies.
Oh, God,
I mean, they're delicious.
They look amazing.
They look fantastic. but you could add on a whoopie pie or two or however many to your order. It's
And
a
100%
lovely
goes to.
Yes.
Yeah.
The soup is not going to a charity,
No.
but that's
still a
full
lovely
disclosure.
gift,
I
yeah.
love the concept of the company. It's all like family recipes, and it's a great company.
It really, the name of the company really does identify a spoonful of comfort. Yeah.
And then again, with the proceeds going to the Cancer Society, love it. It's 2 raves in one.
It's beautiful.
It's a great gift. If you're looking for something to send someone, I'm telling you, it's fantastic. I will absolutely send it to someone in the future.
Thank you.
When I
I'm just kidding.
You would love it.
I think it's amazing.
Love it.
I'm definitely going to check it out. I have a friend I'm going to send to. So then that brings us to my rave.
Yes.
So I'm going to bring us down for a second, guys.
Yes.
I know that we have a comedy podcast, but every once in a while it does get real. We're going to be revisiting something that we've profiled before, but it's for an important cause.
Yes.
So Jessica and I both just want to send our love to the McCarthy family in Boston. This week they lost their little one. Her name is Caitlin. She was a victim of Rett syndrome, and she had a lot of other, things that she struggled with her entire life. She passed away this week. She was 17 years old. Oof, it's gonna make me cry. Okay. So I'm just going to read you real quick a little bit about her because she was such a beautiful little one. Caitlin E. McCarthy. She passed away on March 6th. Which was just a few days ago. She passed away in her Walpole, Massachusetts home on Friday morning, surrounded by her loving family. Born in Boston, Massachusetts on June 2nd, 2002, she's the daughter of Joseph M. McCarthy Jr. and Susan A. McCarthy. At a young age, Caitlin was diagnosed with Rett syndrome, but that never kept her down as she lived a life full of joy and love. Caitlin was raised in Walpole and educated in her home by her devoted and caring teachers and therapists. Throughout her life, Caitlin learned how to sew, tend her own vegetable garden, and master the kitchen. She also enjoyed painting, creating many canvases for her family and friends to enjoy. Scrapbooking was another skill that Caitlin learned, allowing her to reflect back at her accomplishments and wonderful moments. So in lieu of flowers, the service is going to be on Thursday, and I know all you listeners are like, I don't know this person, but I just wanted to send love to my friend Krista Marie's family. I met Caitlin once when she was young, and so my heart has always been touched by this family's situation. And in lieu of flowers, the family would like for people to make donations in Caitlin's name to the Best Buddies program, which is an international program that we have actually profiled before. And I'll tell you a little bit about it, but they're asking for donations specifically to the Walpole High School program and the Special Olympics at middle school level. And the reason, and we'll put this information out if anyone's interested, and the reason is Krista Marie told me that Sue, Caitlin's mother, so Caitlin had 2 brothers, and one of the brothers is involved in the Best Buddies program. They're very highly aware of people with developmental issues and things like that. So he volunteered with the Best Buddies program, and basically they have one-on-one friendship program. I'll tell you a little bit, we'll revisit it a little bit, but her older brother was a friend to someone in the program.
Love this.
And they do like track meets and things like that too, just to so they can have normal kid lives. And she was so upset because she said, my kids, when they do hockey and stuff, they get t-shirts, they get jackets, they get hats, they get all this stuff. These children in the Best Buddies program don't even have uniforms.
Right.
And she said, that's not fair. They deserve everything that the other kids have too. So that's why they're asking for donations to the Best Buddies program. And I'm just going to read you a little bit about the program real quick in case you are interested in making a donation. I think what they do, they're actually an international organization. The mission of Best Buddies International, which is a nonprofit, is dedicated to establishing a global volunteer movement that creates opportunities for one-to-one friendships, which is so important. Integrated employment.
Major.
Yes. Leadership development and inclusive living for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The IDD community, which is intellectual and developmental disabilities, that Best Buddies serves includes but is not limited to people with Down syndrome, autism, Fragile X, Williams syndrome, cerebral palsy, traumatic brain injury, and other undiagnosed disabilities. Best Buddies is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending social, physical, and economic isolation of the 200 million people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Our programs empower the special abilities of people with IDD by helping them form meaningful friendships with their peers, secure successful jobs, live independently, improve public speaking, self-advocacy, and communication skills, and feel valued by society.
Love it.
I love it. And I love that Sue wants the kids in her chapter to have exactly what the other kids in other chapters and other school programs have. They deserve uniforms.
It's also so beautiful and selfless. I love when people ask for donations, and I know everyone's instinct is, well, I want to show something and it's like, I hope I'm not offending anyone by saying this, but like, you don't have to prove that you care by sending a lavish flower arrangement or something. If you have the money to do that, do it down the road for your friend. Do it a little down the road, just suggesting that. But a donation, when someone passes, you are honoring that person's memory. You're honoring their life, and to give back, to hope to help someone else, or to sometimes maybe prevent someone else from going through the same pain or issues. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So when families ask for that, there's no better way to honor their loved one than donating to an incredible cause. And that organization is unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So anyway, we want you to know, McCarthy family, we're sending our love.
Yeah.
And I know it's so hard.
I
And
loved you.
she was so precious. And I'm it's one of those hard things where you're like, I'm glad that she finally has found some peace.
Sure.
But it's really hard for the family.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're just sending our love. Sorry to get us on a down note here, but it's also a very lovely note because we are here and we can make a difference.
Absolutely.
For other children who are experiencing similar things in other families. So anyway, we love you guys. We love this program.
Yes.
Jessica,
Tina,
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Oh,
And
Ollie wanted to say goodbye.
Our AD just jumped in.
just jumped up. You're late, Ollie. You're late. Kristen Marie will be so excited when she listens to this because Ollie is her favorite, including out of me.
Oh my God. How's Ollie?
That's the first thing she says. The first thing. Ollie. He's walking away. He's done. Enough work for the day.
Giving me a bee-hole in the face.
Yeah.
Okay, Ollie. All right.
Thank you, baby. Well, as we know, I like to end every week with a weekly point to ponder.
Yes.
And that can either be something I'm really enjoying, which I already talked about, my TikTok holes. So sorry, guys. There's a lot of really beautiful things that'll make you laugh hysterically and cry your eyes out with love.
Butterflies tasting with their feet.
Exactly. So another thing I want to throw out there is something, a weekly point to ponder, something that I'm obsessed with, and I told Jessica she has to watch. And it's old, you guys. So it's free on Amazon Prime. It's called Manor House.
Yes.
It is a reality show that's an upstairs downstairs where they have to come and live for 3 months. These regular normal people, they have to come and live for 3 months completely locked into Edwardian society.
Yes.
And if you think that's easy, you got another thing coming. One girl, I told Jessica,
I can't wait to see it.
started crying. I'll try and do a British accent. And I know for our Brit listeners, they're going to be like, Dana, stop it. She goes, now listen. She's bawling hysterically. I'm not a spoiled brat, okay? I'm not. But my mom cooks for me and does all my laundry, and somebody always fixes everything for me. I cannot be a scullery maid. I can't do it. So I'm obsessed with that. If you guys want to take a peek,
I gotta see it.
it is amazing.
You said it's on Amazon Prime, yes?
Yes.
Oh,
Let me just tell you, there's only 2 people in the whole exchange that are happy. And guess what status they are? They ain't scullery maids.
Lord and lady.
Yes, exactly. And the cook, he's a cartoon. He's an amazing genius. You will love. He's this French guy. Jessica, your bougie self will explode. You will not be able to handle the things. At one point, he literally asks the kitchen maid to order him seagull eggs. She goes, what? So there's that. And then I also I still wanted to make sure I gave everybody a conversation starter because I feel like I'm responsible for our listeners making friends.
Oh my God.
Okay. So we're going to be back next week, hopefully. Hopefully we'll all be healthy and have toilet paper. Jessica,
Dana,
did you know that it would take 1,200,000 mosquitoes, each sucking once, to completely drain the average human of blood?
Oh, well.
So go make some friends, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.